Greeting interwebs, it's Jackie, and welcome back for the More Battle Bingo. You thought I forgot about this, did ya? Maybe not. But since we're in a little bit of an intermission before the finale anyways, I figured I might as well finish this up. Anywho, majority of this is going to be in post-commentary because I'm not sure what happened, but when I put this audio into the editing software, it sounded like hot garbage. And from what I recall, my commentary was not the most interesting. I was actually a little concerned of it being a bit too redundant, so I was already considering just post-commentating this anyways. That was just a nail on the coffin. You'll get to see how bad it sounds later at the end. In the meantime, let's figure out what the heck we're gonna do board-wise. It'll be great. There's not too many boards left, not too much stuff in general, I mean, that I could post-commentate over before the finale. So, I was hoping to have at least one more solid episode where I could do just that. Maybe today wasn't the most opportune time for such a post-commentary session. I'm a little tired and a little out of my element, but I was able to muster enough commentary will to record like 2 minutes of post-com for a video that was almost completely done otherwise, and I figured I'd try to do a little something more while I got the mic set up. I could also use this opportunity to talk a little bit about the latest game that I've been playing, even if I'm already late to the party. I didn't get the game until one day after it was shipped because I wanted a physical copy, but alas, with all the shenanigans that's been going on with Paper Mario Thousand Year Door of all things, I'm just grateful to actually get the copy. It doesn't matter, it wouldn't have mattered if it came early or late if the internet didn't exist, because I would be perfectly content just taking my time with it, using it as motivation to actually make progress on my other hobbies, if the constant fear of the few new things in this game being spoiled wasn't in the back of my mind to some degree. But yeah, I did pick up Thousand Year Door, and I can't really think of a good post-commentary topic to kill the time in this video anyway, so why don't I talk a bit about that. I've only gotten up to Chapter 1, which doesn't feel too far considering I've put at least 3 hours, maybe 4, into the game already, but I did have to backtrack to Hooktail Castle and Chapter 1 in general because I really wanted to see the concept art. And I thought I was pretty diligent with searching for every single star piece, but I must have missed something. And then I had to backtrack to Pillburg and then back from the main town to Hooktail's Castle in order to complete some troubles. Because I wanted to get the refund badge, but I have no patience towards the slot game. It's a simple sliding roulette, and yet, like, I don't know. I used to be real cool with that stuff when I was a kid, but I guess sliding slots in Pokemon is slightly different from sliding slots in Thousand Year Door, especially with the new way they've implemented it. So I really wanted to get that paper plane game and just grind out the Piñatas that way. Slightly more tedious, but at least I don't have to soft or hard reset ability a zillion times. That might be like half the issue. Wait, I just remember, I think there's actually a way to go to the title screen from the options menu. Why wasn't I just doing that? I mean, considering like the 5 extra steps to get to that option versus just closing the game and opening it back up, I would have the time to actually see which was faster. But either way doesn't solve the fact that like the nearest save point is not right next to those slots compared to like Pokemon where you can save literally on top of the slots and just reset your game whenever you felt like you went too low. We've been over this with the dice game in Lost Age. Portable games really make artificial gambling much more tolerable because you can cheese it and cheat it. But what am I doing? I'm wasting perfectly good air to talk about my overall thoughts on Thousand Year Door so far. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm a little conflicted because I just wish I had more time to put into it, but I don't want to just spend the entirety of days playing it just to get caught up with the rest of the internet. I'm over 24 hours behind the general Paper Mario fan base. So maybe it's for the best that this is a little bit of a shorter one. The issue is that I actually got it first try for the first time in forever. So I gotta be more careful with the time that we have to spare together. As for my current thoughts in the game, I don't know if there's really anything I can say that hasn't already been said. It's a beautiful remake. It's a great way to actually revisit the game because even though I did play a lot of 64 through various means the past couple years, Thousand Year Door, I haven't revisited proper. Probably back when I was a kid. I wouldn't say since it came out because I know I've replayed the game a couple times, but those replays were definitely back in my childhood. So this is a nice proper way to finally get to revisit Thousand Year Door. Probably the best way that I could revisit it. I'm finding myself spending a lot of time just getting lost in character themes, like how different party members have their own little soundtrack around the time they first join you. I've noticed I've been sitting around on those screens much longer than needed just so I could try to hear the whole loop. Because that was a feature that I did not see coming until I actually saw it the first time. Hopefully that sentence wasn't the biggest abuse of the English language to exist in mankind. But anyways, the remake, yeah. Even though I'm not really much of a graphics person, I do appreciate all the touch-ups to the visuals that they took in the game. A fun little game to play within the game is which of the new character expressions are, well, new. Because I'm taking the words out of another review that I saw, but the expressions just fit so well that you kind of have to find yourself doing a double take of, wait, is that new or has that always been there? Because it's just new enough to notice that something is different, but fits so well that it makes you do a double take. My personal favorite so far actually happens very early on in the game. If you do take the time to chase down the bandit that took your money, literally in the second room of the game, he'll have that whole scene where he gives you back the money and nothing too crazy there. But then you talk to him a second time and while he's going look, even the innocent looking people are thieves in this town. He has this I don't know what to call it, cool, funny. There's just something about the vibe that particular pose gives me, where he just has his hands up by his side, doing a little smug shrug. That's just a beautiful facial expression, and I never thought I'd be glamoring over the facial expressions of sprites in a video game, but here we are. You really have to see it to believe it. If you're playing Thousand Year Door, it's easy enough to do. Just go to the back alley, find the bandit that shut you down, and talk to him more than once. It's well worth it. I'm not sure if it's the sole reason that I'm doing so much backtracking and prepping before even taking on Chapter 2, but I have the strong temptation to go into the Pit of Hun trial and just see how far I can get. All the cool Paper Mario players can beat all 100 floors of the pit in the Gamecube version of the game before even fighting Hooktail in the first place. I did not have the ambition to run all the way from the save point in Hooktail's castle back into Rogueport and the sewers and to the pit. That felt like way too much work, knowing that I would have to climb all the way back up the castle again later on. But I did make a copy of the save right at that point in case I ever do want to do a pre-Hooktail pit run in the future. It just seems to be the thing that you have to be able to do if you have even a remote amount of interest in doing challenge runs in Paper Mario. From what I hear, it's the most basic of challenge runs that you can possibly do, and I never bothered to try it myself. I've seen some videos on it, and it seems simple enough. Abuse danger strats, and win. I'm dumbing it down significantly. There's a lot of pre-planning and that goes into it. It's worth looking up a video if you've never seen it before at the very least. Assuming you even care about 1000 Year Door, I gotta put that preface in because this is a completely differently related game, only loosely shared by the JRPG genre, but yeah, I also thought that was just given. I guess I have a little time to burn though, cause yeah, good remake, happy that it even exists. Really wish that this freaking video had less audio hiccups. Man, if I ever do anything GameCube related in the future, I gotta find a better setup. Maybe someday when I get my butt off my hands and actually upgrade this computer, which I don't want to get into the details, but I may be pressured into doing so sooner than even I would have liked. I've been over this before, though I hate shopping for electronics because I never feel 100% happy with what I purchase, no matter how much research I put into it, and no matter how much money goes into the electronic investment. There always seems to be something in hindsight that makes me ponder, did I really make the best choice for me? And the more I think about it, the more I wonder if I even like shopping in general, because I'm just... Well, it feels like a lot of big things just have so much time invested into just figuring out what you even want. Then it makes me wonder, is it even worth taking that time in the first place? But tangents aside, 1000 Year Door remake. Good remake. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about the frickin' partner circles, because even before the game's been released, I feel like people were really overhyping that. Like, I'm shocked how many people didn't know that you could just press a button on the control pad to pull up your partner and be able to swap them without going into the menu. It even had a nice bonus of showing your partner's HP on that little mini screen. And I'll admit that is one feature that I actually missed from the new partner swap. There are actually a lot more benefits to it than I gave it credit for. Like, it does feel a lot more smooth and seamless than even the initial partner shortcut. I just hate how much people overhyped it because they were not aware that the shortcut existed in the GameCube version in the first place. My god, I felt so much internal screaming over that little details, like, why are you praising this to be the next best thing than bread? A very similar concept existed in the original since the beginning. So technically I feel it's overrated, but now that I've had a chance to actually play around with it, I do really like it. Only thing I kind of wish was that it did have that little thing that lets you see your partner's HP in the mini menu as you're swapping, but that only really matters for pretty specific types of gameplay. It is a really cute detail of just how the partners interact in that little tiny circle when you choose them. That's just what this remake seems to excel in general, just all these fine little details that actually make it so good of an experience that I don't see myself ever going back to the GameCube release. There is some minor nitpicks that I do prefer from the original than from here, but they're so small I'm hesitant to even bring them up. Just like a couple minor situations where I would rather listen to the original music than the new stuff, but the new music is really good 99% of the time. And hey, there's a badge that lets me toggle it on and off in general. I kind of wish that it was even more seamless and there was a way that I could just swap it in and out without going into a menu, but alas, that's beyond the point and not even the most egregious of my nitpicks. Unfortunately, I don't really have any more time to talk about this, because we're about at the point where I want to swap over to live commentary. So I hope you enjoy my objectively worst mic quality for the rest of the video. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, But someday, I will be upgraded on everything, and it shall be glorious. I wonder if anyone would be down for me actually attempting a randomized board. Like, actually give it a good college try and not just like with Pidgeot, where I was software setting so much that it made it impossible to actually beat it through. I don't know, I kinda wanted to hold on to the money and not have it go to waste, but it is what it is. And also I'm kind of pondering, we haven't really seen... Have we seen Groudon or Kyogre once for all this? I don't know, it kind of be out of theme to have them... It'd be weird if they were in the final boss to me, because they don't really fit in the theme. But then again, the mod's already distributed all of the legendary birds to each of the admins. And it's, from what I've gathered from context clues from NPC dialogue and all of that, it really seems like they're not going to be a thing in the post-game. Who should get this last one? Dragonite should be fine if I survive a Thunder Raikou. But just in case. Yeah, kind of seemed like from NPC dialogue that Raikou and the rest were gonna be scattered around the overworld somehow. I haven't found them yet, so maybe they're post-game material. We are getting close to the end of the Dark Isles as I'm recording this, so maybe I'll just, as I'm just gathering random footage off screen, maybe I'll include double checking on that in the little montage that doesn't fit in any other video. Oh, you know, I don't get it. The Zapdos is somehow doing much more of a number to us than the Raikou was. Even though I know the Raikou had Thunder. We might not actually survive this in one piece. Never mind. I forgot who won the speed tie. Or the speed wars. So, oops. That's a funny way to end it. Even when I catch a break and do it first try, I can't catch a complete break. But man, why did I have to do it first try when I had some of the most underwhelming commentary that I felt like I've had throughout this entire playthrough? I can always just replace it with posts if I feel it's really bad on the editing board. I was expecting to be here for like at least half an hour with between like 3 attempts or so. Let's see what we get for the legend card. Focus Sash. Nice. If it wasn't just a one-time use item, that would be incredibly good. But the fact that it's consumable makes me a little concerned that it's not the greatest thing to have. Alright, have we at least unlocked any new Battle Bingo boards? I kind of find it surreal that that's the last one for some reason. Because we've gone for Novice, we've gone for Regular, we've gone for... There is one more. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu. Didn't you have a Battle Bingo board in the original game? I'm asking hypothetically. I'm sure I'll Google it or look it up before this video comes out, so no need to actually answer that question. So yeah, I guess we got one more board to do. It's just a big question of if I want to do it now. Well, let me end off this video and at least take a look at it for next time. Thank you all for tuning in for this edition of Pokemon XG Next Gen. Let's see what this let's see what the new Battle Bingo board is all about. Take care. Or should I say, until then, take care.